Alright. Whoa, what's going on, all my dragonlings? I am the Dragon God of Gaming, Damien Dragon, and welcome back to another little episode. Today, I want to show you exactly how to how to set up the PlayStation 2 emulator on your computer. Now, I'm using Windows. There's two different ways to do this for Mac and Windows, but I'm using the Windows side. As you see, I already got that all the way up and running. So, first off, if you want to do something, you go to the website itself, PCSX2. Now, obviously on the website, not very much. You're going to go to downloads here. Now, obviously, they have a lot of stuff here. So, obviously, Mac, Linux, all that type of stuff. But obviously, you're going to click on Windows. When you click on Windows, it's going to bring down to a little bit of an installer. You can stand alone. You have PCX binaries and stuff like that, and that's fine. That's fine. When you download this, it's basically standard stuff. Obviously, your setup and everything else. But the thing is, hold on. Let me. Okay. I do have these, so I'm not gonna re-download it. But the thing is, obviously, you're gonna set up like your language. What type of things you're going to be using, basically your keyboard and stuff. Personally, I use a PlayStation controller for the PlayStation 2 emulator, but that's going to require something else that I'm going to go into in a few moments, so just bear with me. Now, other than that, what you want to do is go to Google, and you're going to go to PS2, and you're going to go down to PS2 BIOS. Now, the BIOS is what's going to give the PlayStation 2's properties. What the PlayStation 2 BIOS is basically its memory system. It's how it functions, how the actual PlayStation 2 functions. So the memory cards, the installations, and all that type of stuff. How the game runs, rendering the running. That's what you need. The BIOS is what you need for that. So what you're going to go, and I personally, I'm going to use the coolroms.com. And I've been using coolroms.com for a very long time. Some of the games that you've seen from me has come from coolroms. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Resident Evil 4, plenty of others, but those two came to mind directly. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and you're going to hit download now. Now the thing is, a lot of people really don't understand is that it may look very shady. And of course it's going to look shady. It's going to look shady regardless of what you want to say. Of course, what's gonna do? You're gonna hit download. You're gonna hit download, and it's gonna bring up this. Obviously, it's a very fast one according to your internet connection. So I'm gonna teach you how to actually get around a lot of this stuff because some people do not know how. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna open it. It's gonna open. Obviously, I'm gonna give it a yes. Then it's gonna bring you to this section right here. It's going to bring CoolROM Download Manager. Now the thing is, you can automatically delete it off your computer right after if you want to. If you want to run an antivirus thing, then by all means do that if you don't feel comfortable with it. Because believe me, I've done it too. I was skeptical at first, but when I started doing that and I started getting no results for the antivirus programs, I started using it a lot more often. So what you're going to do is you're going to click next. You're gonna decline this because obviously it's an ad. This is how they make money, but decline that, and it's gonna download. When it downloads, it obviously and the you have up the PCSX function up. I really should, but then again, it's gonna take about 40 to 50 minutes to download an entire PCX thing again. It took me a while to do that too. So I'm not going to do that here. So this is what's going to do. It's going to bring up the BIOS here. And it's going to bring up script. Now, the main file is this one. The biggest one. 4096 KB. This is the one you want. Now, what this is basically, obviously, you're going to want to do this. Boom. Boom. I use 7-zip. So if you guys want to extract a lot of things or extract your game files, which a lot of times you need to do, download 7-zip as well. Obviously, it's the same type of thing, and I've always used that, so I suggest using that as well. So what you're gonna do is this is gonna be the thing that you're gonna be putting in. Now, what's gonna happen is here's this. You're gonna open this up. Obviously, this is gonna be where you're gonna get everything. If you guys want to skip, this is the menu you're gonna get. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the configure. Now, emulator settings. Obviously, this is all the stuff you're gonna need. So just based off of the specs you want. That's all fine and dandy. That's all okay. I don't really mess with that type of stuff. So I'm gonna show console, and I'm gonna show exactly what this does. Boom. Features detected. Obviously, SSE2, SSE3. This is basically like the plug-in ports. So basically, this goes for Windows programming and stuff like that. The lily pad, that's basically what you set up basically for your controller. If you want to use your keypad itself, like your keyboard, then by all means do what you want to do. I personally use a controller, so just set up the buttons how you want it to set up on your keypad. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in and you're gonna click on a controller, you're gonna open it up, and you're gonna highlight the button that you want to press, and then click on your keyboard and click the corresponding key to make sure that comes up as that button. So when you play, you have your controller keys set up. But again, what I would recommend is getting a PlayStation 4 controller or an Xbox controller, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3. I'm not going to go into how to do the PlayStation 3 because I don't know how to do it personally, and I'm not going to bullcrap bullshit any of you by saying that I do. I know the PlayStation 4 way, and that's it. I do not use Xbox. I don't. So if you guys want to figure out how to do that for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox, there's tutorials online to do so. That's how I learned. So I suggest you go check that out as well. Anyway, obviously the plugins got successful. All these things have already gone, but I believe you guys want to see how it's actually done. So first off, plugin and BIOS. As you see, the BIOS that you get, you're gonna put in here. And if you're going to refresh the list, it's going to bring it up. If you want to do it manually, then you're going to do this. Boom. It's going to bring up the PlayStation 2 files, obviously with my name. It's probably going to come up with your name as well. Obviously, it's files, and it's going to be downloaded to your computer. It's not trying to figure out your name. It's not going to do nothing. Believe me, I've seen plenty of it. And as a game developer, believe me, a lot of things is going to be downloaded with your name on it. And sometimes it freaked me out the first time, believe me. But I can guarantee you, it's not doing any of that. I've never had a virus on my computer, or no one has ever hacked my computer. So, well, one has, but that's due to a vengeful girlfriend and her asshole boyfriend trying their hand at me again. And believe me, he never touched me again after what I did. So, I'm not going to go here. Anyway, the BIOS I did, obviously you're going to go, obviously if you learn, if you're from the USA like I am based in the United States, then I go USA. If you guys want to go to the EU, the European Union, the United Kingdom, all that, you can go Europe. You can go either one of these. Or if you're Japanese, like you gotta think, Sony is part of a Japanese corporation as well. Then you're gonna go Japan. Obviously, I went to USA, but obviously you're gonna put the entire file on the BIOS list. And it's going to bring that up, and this is what it's going to bring up. You're going to type that, and you're going to hit OK. So that's going to make everything united, okay? Now, along with all the configurations, as you see, the videos, this is what I use. The GSD10, the Radeon Pro 560, and Direct 3D L11 hardware. You can change it up per game, because some games need more quality than others. Like take what I'm playing now, Sly Cooper. Based on where I'm at, and it needs a lower resolution. So obviously I went down to the 2x native, or I haven't played it since my last video, which was the Fall of Dimitri, where it was lagging like crazy. So I went down to 2x native, and if that meant work. If that doesn't work, you can hit the custom button, and you can customize resolution to your liking as much as you want, down to 100 of the resolution, or up to about 4,000 or 5,000 for the resolution, depending on what kind of computer you want. I just go with the native I used to do the custom, but I'm just gonna keep it to where it is. Obviously, texture files you're gonna want you gotta want to really go ham. But obviously, there's a lot of things that you can do. But I suggest you don't really mess with the adapter, but you guys want to mess with the renderer, because sometimes the renderer is the problem, and most of the time, if any game really lags out fairly bad, you're gonna want the renderers. So there's obviously OpenGL, the one I'm using, as I said, DirectGDX. There's a lot of hardware that goes into this, but I'm not gonna keep on screwing with it. So boom. Audio. So the plugins, obviously what my plugins are. So obviously the audio comes, well, how it comes out. So it's different for every computer. So you're probably not gonna have the same the same audio settings as mine. So I suggest looking in and playing with it a little bit. I had to play with it a little bit to get it fully work functioningly on my computer. So I would suggest you trying yours. Anyway, controllers. Obviously, as you see, I got a direct input, which is my PlayStation 4, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So direct input, obviously, as you see, Xbox 360 controllers. Obviously, there's going to be a download in your device settings. So when you set up a PlayStation, well, not PlayStation, Xbox controller, what it's going to do is you're going to click on that, and that's probably what's going to do it. So I suggest going with that if you guys want. But DualShock 3, that's a native. Obviously, again, there's another little section that needs to be done to be able to do that, and I'm not gonna really screw that up. Obviously, you're gonna put in multiple ports, multiple different things. If you want to play on your computer with multiple people, that's what's gonna be needed. So I suggest playing around. Obviously, I had a lot of stuff, so my keyboard, my touch bar, and all of that can go right on my controller as well. So if I really need to exit the game really quickly, like let's say I'm playing God of War and I'm on YouTube, and obviously they hate the nudity, and obviously God of War has nudity, then I can just boom, boom, boom. You know, so I can just scroll up on the touchpad and I can just click out. So that's controllers. So again, fit it to your liking. Obviously, these are different types of things. I haven't played with these, and I'm not going to play with these. Now, about doing the game themselves, and I should show you what places to actually go to find the games. The personal websites that I've used and I've been using for years now would be two places, and I'm going to show you it right now. So we're going to go doperoms.com, and this is where you find some of the games that you guys want for any emulator. So whether it be a GBA emulator, an SNES emulator, NES, a Sega, this is where you're gonna want to go. Oh, whoa! Again, my thing has a problem. It can't be reached at the moment. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you my bookmark list, and I'm going to go with here. ROM's Universe. So I would suggest go check that out as well. ROM's Universe is a correct home for a lot of ROMs. As you see, Dreamcast, GameCube. GameCube is one I use as well. I may do one for the Dolphin as well, the one I use, which I played Mario Sunshine on, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. The Incredible Hulk game I'm playing now is on the GameCube as well. So if you guys want to check that out, I will probably do that. Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, the MAME, the Neo Geo, the Nintendo 64, Nintendo DS, Nintendo Wii, and everything in between: PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Xbox, and 109 other consoles. So I would suggest going hand in hand at what you want to do. Obviously, this is mostly the PlayStation 2 list. So obviously, there's a lot here from everywhere. So I suggest pick your poison, pick your type. And if some of that doesn't work, I would suggest looking up a little bit online for which ROM will work best for you. So again, you will go with cool ROMs, dope ROMs, or ROMs Universe, whatever one works for you, or EMU Paradise. That's something I have known to be using, but I use that for mostly Game Boy Advance games. So I suggest go and check that out if you guys haven't. Anyway, so that's how you do that. But that's the games themselves. But obviously, you still need a controller. So the DS4. Now, the DS4 is basically stands for the DualShock 4. That's basically adding your PlayStation 4 controller as a Bluetooth, so you can play it and use it as basically a USB on your computer. Now, I don't know if it works for all computers. I can't say that for certain, and I apologize for some of you that wants to. But I know for the PlayStation 2 one, you're gonna need a very high caliber computer. Right now, I'm using an Apple MacBook Pro, and that has a very large, it has a large CPU power, and obviously you're gonna need to be running a good amount of hardware to be able to make these games run as fluently as I can get them. So if you guys have a very good computer, then I suggest trying it out. If not, then I would suggest going with the Dolphin. And again, I may do that eventually, but this may not pertain to everyone. Or going with a PlayStation 1 emulator, which works on most of the devices. I play that emulator on my phone. And if my phone can do it, I'm sure, I'm very, very sure that a computer can do it, even with limited. So I would say go in here. Obviously, this is the actual website. Make sure it's the actual website. Obviously, it's not secured, so don't put anything on here that you don't want known. But it will never ask you for it. You're gonna hit this, download it, and then run it. Very easy, very simple. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hit, if you're on the PlayStation 4 like I am, you're gonna hit the Share Now button. And the controller's off. I screwed this up many times. With the controller's off, hit the Share Now button and the PS button simultaneously at the same time, and it'll start flashing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your Bluetooth settings for this, and it's gonna pop up. You're gonna search for it. You're gonna search. It's gonna pop up, and you're gonna click on it. So here, I'm gonna show you it right now because I haven't done that yet. As you see, my wireless controller, that's what that is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit the boom, boom, and it's gonna start flashing. 2 consecutive flashes at a time. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a Bluetooth or other device. You're gonna go to your Bluetooth settings, and it's gonna pull up input. It's connecting, and now, as you see, setting up device, it's connected, and I can just go about my business. But before you do any of that with the DS4, I'm gonna pull up the DS4 now, the one I'm using personally. So I'm gonna pull up the DS4. Boom. There we go. The DS4. This DS4 window. You're gonna want this open when you're doing this, because if not, then it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna do the same function as I just did. The Share Now button and the PS button at the same time. You're going to search for it, and what's going to happen is it's going to put in 2 installers, boom, and it's going to put on another device. What happened? Bam! Now you can see in my specs for my controller, I can change the color of the background if I wanted to. If I wanted red, my bar will go red instead of its normal blue. I can turn it any other color that I want, but I like the teal color, so I'm going to keep it teal. So, very good, very selected, and you can have different profiles on here, so it can function up to about 4 to 5 controllers at a time. If you guys want to play with your friends on here, that's an option. So I suggest trying this over and over again and playing with it, and it'll be personally fine. So I suggest trying it out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video on the PSX game emulator. Hope everyone enjoyed today. This was a lot of fun. But I think it's time to end off. If you guys like what you see here, come and check out some of my other content. Mostly, I'm a gaming channel, but I do want to give back to my community, obviously, so you guys can play and do some stuff that I do as well. So, again, I'm not a greedy person, and obviously, if I know something that a lot of people do not know, and a lot of people have asked me like that's amazing. How do you do it? And it's like it's not that hard. You can look up things online, but not everything is gonna be very. It's not gonna work with everything. So I suggest run your specs and see if it does. If not, and it doesn't run, then I suggest picking something else. So most of the time, what I go with is the GameCube emulators, the Game Boy Advance emulators, the Nintendo DS emulator, and I've never played. I haven't done a Wii emulator because, again, that's stupid. But I've run a Sony PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, as you've seen, and many others. I've also run a Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 emulators on my computer and on my phone. So I suggest you trying out a lot of different things. So if you grew up with video games like me, this is a gold mine. So to play the games as they were. So I suggest trying it out if you want to, if you're so inclined. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed today and hope everyone had a wonderful day. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section below if this helped you or not. And if so, then I hope it's worth to subscribe to you. We do something like this every single day. Most of my content is video games, so if you like what you see here, then check out some of the games that I do play using my emulator, like Sly 2, Sly Cooper and the Thieving Draconis, The Hulk, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, some of the things on the GameCube, which is Super Mario Bros, which is Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, and many, many others. So I suggest come and checking those all out on my channel if you guys have time to look around. Anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today. But good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you Dragonlings back inside the world of gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Damon Dragon action.